it was a girls' party, and then we had like a water balloon fight, whatever. And my friend suddenly just was like, "Are you okay, Ivina?" Then I'm like, "Yeah, why you ask?" And she was like, "I can see all your bones. Like, is there something wrong?" And I'm like, "Oh, okay, cool." I actually took that as a compliment. Like, I started getting addicted to the idea of wanting to be as skinny as possible because I wasn't eating for like 1 2 months consecutively. Yeah, so that's when it all started. And so I started measuring my waist using my hands, and my hands are really small. So I started like putting this, and if I can't fit
Mm.
my waist in between my hands, I feel like I shouldn't eat that day. If that
Do you
makes sense.
become anorexic, like skinny, super skinny?
I became
Or
super, super skinny. I wouldn't consider that anorexic because it wasn't to that point. So that's why I'm saying, like, I was very lucky that even though I started getting an eating disorder because of this experience with constipation, I didn't fall so deep into this dark hole, and I basically didn't turn anorexic or bulimic. I started thinking about thoughts
mm,
when I ate and I felt like super bloated. I would just go to the toilet and just like puke.
for me, it's the opposite. I have like
Oh.
a binge eating disorder. Okay, this it's so hard to not to eat. It's like I was
Mm-hmm.
obese at the time, like super obese, and my health is at risk. It's like I love food. I really love food, and at some point, I still have those disorder. And whenever I stress, whenever I have an anxiety or something,
Mm-hmm.
depression, I just start to eat a lot to feel
Mm-hmm.
better. Something.
Yeah, I guess as you grow older, like your appetite changes a lot too, depending on your physical activity. That's what I realized. Like on the days I go to the gym a lot, then I feel really, really hungry. Like the whole day, I feel like I just want to eat an entire
Yeah,
cow.
it depends on the.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. But then if you don't work out that day, then you feel like, there's something wrong. I'm not looking at food all the time. I come from a family that loves food as well. My dad and my mom, oh, everybody loves food. And my dad always gets the best food. Like even for seafood, like fish and stuff, he gets it from the source. He literally goes all the way to Sekinchan. I don't know if you've heard of Sekinchan before.
yeah, I heard of skin chan.
Sekinchan, he goes to Kuala Selangor. So literally when the fisherman pulls up the fish, he'll be there. Oh, how much? How much is 100 gram? How much is 1 kg? And then he'll buy back. And so yeah, we were really pampered. And our family is very carnivorous. I don't know. I don't know a better way to put it, but we love eating like meat so much, not so much rice. We don't like eating rice, but we love eating the side dishes. So my mom has no choice, but every single day she will cook a lot. All of us have huge appetites compared to all our friends. And you would think that girls would eat less, right? And
Mm.
that the family would save costs. No, not for my family, man.
It's hard to see women that can finish their food. Most of them like
Yeah.
eat really less, and then.
See, that is
But
bad.
sometimes
That is bad habit.
I'm not sure whether it's because they are scared that they are eating too much, or they just have small appetite. I don't know.
I feel like for women, especially if they're not active, as they grow older, their appetite really, really shrinks.
Mm.
Like that's my experience with my female friends and all too. Like I had the problem of overeating and I loved overeating prior to all of this, like before I got actually serious into my fitness journey and all. Also because of the way I was raised in my family, of our culture and everything, because we love going to buffets. We always use that as like, oh, if there's a celebration, we go there. So like buffets and overeating is always associated with like joy and like
Mm.
celebration and happiness. Food, yeah, so food also makes us feel good, especially eating tons and tons of it, since in our brain it's like hardwired that we associate that with good things.
Um,
Only good things that come out of this. So it took me a while to learn that overeating is not good and it actually ages you
mm.
every time you overeat. In fact, humans actually live better in periodic starvation mode, I would say, like of not having food, of like being in a caloric deficit for a period of time.
Mm.
That's when your body actually functions the best because biologically, um, like even in the past, we wouldn't know when our next meals were.
Yeah.
So we were built in a way where we needed time, that periodic section where we don't have food coming in. I have my episodes of overeating. It's just that now I'm trying to be more mindful
Yeah.
of like whenever I eat. So whenever I eat, I ask myself like how is this meal going to serve me? Like how is this food that I'm eating going to help me reach my goals? Whenever I ask myself these questions, it helps keep me in check. So I'm in a better spot rather than like, oh, let me just see what I feel like eating today. Because that's usually when everything goes downhill.
But you have to find a balance. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
you have some
Yeah.
events or
Yeah.
family dinner. You don't have to be too restrict yourself too much, like
Mm-hmm.
tracking every meal at the dinner.
Yeah. No, no, no.
Just
Yeah, I
eat.
used
Just be mindful. Don't overeat, but also don't
exactly.
restrict yourself too much. Like I mean,
Mm.
to lose weight or gain weight, it comes from what you eat most of the time. Most of the time,
Yeah.
your meat, your food are whole foods,
Mm-hmm.
and the rest of 20% you can eat whatever you want, like McDonald's, everything.
You see, then again, I also realized that once your body reaches a certain level of having a certain amount of muscle mass, you are then allowed the freedom to eat more of whatever you want and still be able to maintain your shape as compared to someone who is just starting out and trying to lose weight, trying to gain weight, trying to gain muscle, and then doing all these things periodically. Because from what I experienced, like from the very beginning, I had to be very strict with myself because if I wasn't strict with myself, I will fall back very, very easily. So it's really building on the mindset, I feel, and the discipline, and then getting to a certain level before you even think of looking at the distractions on the side. At least that's how I feel. And also because if you're just starting out, you don't really have the muscle mass in order to be able to kind of support your cravings and in maintaining on your body composition, because body composition is what you're focusing for, then you really, really need to up your protein intake. Bro, what you really need to do is not track macros now, is to literally build the muscle
Yeah,
that you
build the
need
muscle.
first.
Like
Exactly. And not try to do stupid things like go to McDonald's and track. Like, what are you exactly
uh,
tracking?
and then
Yeah.
all this diet Karen advising you to like, oh, don't eat fruits because fructose is bad. Like yeah, and then like,
Yeah.
oh, eat avocados because they have good fats to lose. Good fats can make you lose more fat. Like oh my god, like
Yeah, the thing is, I feel like a lot of these fitness people, they share half of what the story is and they don't share the whole science behind it or like the full story. They only say, oh, yeah, eat this because you'll help lose weight. But actually, we all know that it's not as direct as that. It's not as simple as that. There's so much more that goes into it.
yeah,
So it's very misleading. I do
yeah,
agree with you. In the fitness industry, they may not be healthy. And a lot of people in the health industry could be focusing so much on health, but they forget about the physical activity side of it, like the
mhm.
fitness component of it. So that's why I realized like it's a separate thing. And for me, I'm just trying to like unify both of it because I am passionate about both of it. Hmm.
Right, we can talk
Okay.
more about that in next episode. Right.